If you think about any exceptional athlete, they've all had a coach. And I think it's just the idea of being, a student of the game. It's you have something to learn. And the minute that you think you know it all is the minute that you stop growing. It's the minute that you stop progressing. And I know that I'm not at that pro level yet. If I'm intended to be there, I will get there. But it's on me to continue to train, to continue to show up, and to continue to work to get to that point. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, August 12th, 5:46 a.m. Every morning I wake up, roll out my feet, roll out my back, do some band work to warm up my hips. And I'll always have some water and 2 scoops of G1M. I also started adding electrolytes in after I took my level and sweat test and realized that I'm the world's sweatiest man. So trying to stay on top of my sodium levels very early on, especially when we have a big day of training like today. We got a special guest here for today's training. My coach, Parker Kurth, flew in last night all the way from Chicago. Parker is a phenomenal triathlete. He just placed 3rd overall at Ironman 70.3 Sandusky. So he's got a lot of experience in the sport, a lot to teach me. So to have him here today to rip apart my swim form, I think he actually just pulled up. To rip apart my swim form, to yell at me while I ride a bike in place, and then to run together. It's special, and I'm really grateful for him and for BPN for allowing this opportunity.
Morning.
How
How you doing?
Good, man.
Long time no see.
Welcome back to Austin.
Yeah, thank you, man. I forgot how damn hot it is. Hot and humid.
This does not change, I swear.
It's gonna be good.
Wow, so I don't think I've ever done like a in-person coaching session, so we'll see how this goes.
It's not
He's not in a long time. I haven't done one in a while, so. Yeah.
I just tell Oz, I'm like, I can't wait for him to just rip apart my swim form.
Oh, trust me, I know how that feels. I've been on the other side more times I'd like to admit.
It's gonna get really dark in there.
All right. I guess any kind of key takeaways from Muncie? Anything that you learned there that you think will help you in this last phase, really, leading up into Nice?
The biggest thing for me was recognizing, it's like outside of Muncie itself, but recognizing just how taxing the sport is on your body, because going from grandma's to Muncie and there being 3 weeks in between, like, it was definitely, I like to call it like an Icarus moment, where it's just like, how close to the sun can I fly? It's like that. I told them, like, that was by far the most tired I've been crossing a finish line.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like my best effort, in my opinion, at least. I was very happy with the bike. The bike has come a long way, especially because that's like what I've had the least experience with.
Nice is pretty much a biking course. The swim is relatively simple. The run, I mean, it's out and back on a promenade, so that should be a fun time. But the bike is definitely what we've been putting the biggest emphasis on, especially that first and second third of the bike are going to be massive. What can happen is people, when you're going downhill, it's easy, and then people forget to fuel, and then that's what can cause some blowups on the run too.
Yeah.
So just make sure, staying on top of it, even if you don't feel like you're working too hard.
And genuine question, do people bike on the right or the left side of the road?
I think the Nice should be on the same in America.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But you should you'll find out soon enough.
I've literally never left North America before. This is my first time. Yeah. How I met Parker as a coach was we both did Ironman 70.3 Muscle Man. It was my first 70.3. I don't know what number it was for you, but Parker came 2nd overall, and he came and sat next to me after. And I was like, you really know what you're doing? And he's like, you really don't know what you're doing. I'm like, okay, cool. You should coach me.
The meat and potatoes of the workout. It's going to be 10 100s today, and we're going to be doing some change of pace within the hundreds. So 2 rounds of 5, where it's going to be the first one, the entire 100 is hard. So we're going to add a hard effort. The second 100 is going to be, the first 75 is going to be easy. the last 25 is going to be hard, and then it's 50 easy, 50 hard, and then 25 easy, 75 hard, and then the last 100 is hard as well. So we have 500, or we do that 2 times through for 10 100s. The idea with today's workout is just to get a good threshold effort in, but also introduce some change of pace in there. That's very important in an Ironman. You want to have a good takeout speed, then you want to be able to settle into kind of a race pace. The last part of the Ironman, you also want to be able to pick it up a little bit. So let's do 300 pull, and then we'll start with the lead up set. The little
Paddles too? Or?
Yeah, we'll do 300 pull with paddles. Yep. And we should be good to go. I'm done?
Yeah.
A few things I noticed. One, right arm, it's pulling a little bit wide. So, and I struggle with the same thing actually. So try to bring that arm just a little bit in. And then your left arm, you're entering almost, your fingertips and your elbow are almost entering at the same time. Your right arm does a really good job with this actually. Try to think more like you're spearing the water almost and reaching more at a diagonal down. So you're not reaching just like straight out. You should be fingertips first. I try to think like pinky first, because then that'll over exaggerate. Ideally the middle finger's entering first. Yeah, so just try to think of, yeah, middle finger, pinky first, down, and then should be fingertips. Then you should feel the water hit the middle of your elbow and then your shoulder. And then you initiate the pull. The next part of this workout, or the next part of the prep set, we're gonna do 450s, descend 1 through 4. And then we're gonna take the time or the pace that you held for the third 50 in the set, and that is the pace we're gonna try to hold for the hard 100s in the 10 by 100s. So make sense? All right, so this will be the third 50. So on the 35. Those cues help at all?
Yeah, definitely the right arm pulling wide.
Yep.
Left arm I still gotta figure out.
Yeah, take some time. All right, now I'm gonna go on like a 145 base or so. So every 45 seconds. That work?
I'm with it.
Sweet. All right, I'll go in another 20 seconds here. There we go. Nice work. 25 easy, 75 hard. There we go, 117. Go for it.
Passing out. Yeah, I'm good.
Good? Yeah, really happy with how, definitely you can tell the fatigue starting to set in, so we'll see how this last 100 goes. Oh! 115? Whew. Man, you crushed that. Faster than the first one. Way to go, man. No cramps either?
All good.
That's what we want. Awesome. Whew. All right, now put some fins on. Do 200 to 300. Take your time. Easy kick, choice, backstroke, whatever you want. Reset. And then we'll finish off with some 50s pulling. Alternating, but yeah, way to go, man. That's a hard set. Yeah, get some water in you, electrolytes, whatever you need.
That was fun. That was it.
Here we go. How you feeling?
Good.
What's the yardage at?
3K.
3K? Awesome. That was a good workout, man.
Thank you.
The fact that you were able to close faster than you started with that 115, that was, yeah. Awesome. How are you feeling?
Good.
Hopefully not too cooked.
Now we're good.
Awesome.
Right shoulder towards the end, like rear delt back here.
Uh-huh.
But I think it's probably because all the paddle work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one that's pulling a little wide, so.
Yeah. Fatiguing a little faster.
Yep, for sure.
Overall, good swim though.
Yeah, well, that's solid. For sure.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for all the coaching.
Do either of you guys see an end to doing all these races, or do you just want to keep going and keep doing more?
As impressive as they are, I don't think I'll ever be like a 70-year-old age grouper doing an Ironman. You know, like that just doesn't call my name. Yeah, I definitely do think just like trying to see how far I can go in the sport. Just because like growing up as a kid, it was always just like, I don't know, I played sports my whole life and I always wanted to try and go pro in one thing. So just like, if I can just work really hard at one thing for an extended period of time, see how long it lasts, see how long I enjoy it for, and then after that, like, pivot to something else, or even if it's like you're saying, like, just continue training, but race less frequently.
And different modalities, too. That's the great thing about, you know, with your background and, you know, having the strength training. I think, especially as I love swimming, biking, running, but I do think the older you get, the more and more important strength training is.
Yeah.
And just, being able to switch focus and finding enjoyment in different modalities of training too.
Yeah.
Nice long warm up. 15 minutes. Help shed some fatigue from the swim, get the legs all warmed up. Yeah, we'll touch on some endurance. 10 minutes first at 230 watts. And 12 minutes at 265. So a little bit of upper end endurance. It's also part of the warm up too. So you just get that heart rate up. Yeah, the main part of this workout is going to be trying to replicate some of the climbing we're going to be doing at Nice. Gotcha. So it's kind of split into 2 parts. We have 3 rounds of the entire interval is 8 minutes long, but it's broken up. The first part of the 5-minute interval will be at that same intensity as that upper endurance part that we just finished in the warm up. Gotcha. And then the second half, 5 minutes long, we have the little bit more intense. So that's going to be kind of that anaerobic threshold.
Gotcha.
So like you saw, we're starting at 300 watts for that first part, or for the first interval, and then hopefully we can build up 5 to 10 watts every round after that. So by the end, we're definitely touching on the upper threshold. That's something I've struggled with in the past, is having too low of a cadence actually. So in the past, I've always ridden between like 70 and 75, but I'm trying to be upping it closer to 80 to 85. Just so we aren't, because as I'm sure you noticed, we've done some big gear work in the past, but that just taxes the legs so much more muscularly. Yeah. And we want to keep the cadence a little bit higher, just to keep them pressured coming off the bike. Yeah. So ideally, we're right around 80. Now, you know, cadence is going to be lower at Nice with the climbing. So if you do the second half of those intervals, the second 5 minutes at a little bit of a lower cadence, that's perfectly fine. But definitely for the endurance parts, try to keep your cadence between 80 and 85 for that.
Yeah, I'm going to drink the plus throughout the warm-up, a little bit after, and then 4 scoops, so 80 grams with 2,000 milligrams in here.
Perfect.
Another 1,000 milligrams in here, another 20 grams right there.
There you go.
So 120 grams in total.
Texas, it's pretty boring. Like, there's not much to see. Whereas in Nice, you're in the mountains, you got the climbing, you got smaller roads to focus on. They try to close off all the roads, but there's going to be some cars there, so you got to be a lot more aware too. The biggest thing for that, at least getting ready for the technical part of it, besides obviously getting out there a bit earlier, which he is, and being able to ride the descents and practice them, be just getting outside. For example, last weekend and then this weekend, Luke's going to be headed out for like a 5-hour loop. And pretty much the goal with that is to hit as many climbs as possible, not just for the, going uphill and get those legs stronger, but then also, like you mentioned, going down. And on those rides, he's also going to be on his triathlon bike, so just getting as comfortable as possible in that TT position, going uphill and downhill. It's physically harder, it's also mentally a lot harder. You have to be a lot more mentally dialed in and focused too. And so that's another reason why we're trying to get him to go outside. Just so he's used to being aware of his surroundings for that long of an amount of time. If you want to do a few workouts a week inside, just because the quality of the workouts is much better inside, you don't have to worry about traffic, You don't have to worry about lights. You have all your nutrition plans. So for the key sessions, when we're like today, we're doing a little bit of a higher power, really hitting certain intensities. We like to do them on the trainer. So, you know, some bike courses, you have 7,000 feet of climbing, but it's spread out over the entire 112 miles. So it's actually not as hilly. But with this, you know, there's like one major climb and there's like one or two smaller climbs, but a lot of it is coming in that first third. And fueling is all different also when you're going uphill and downhill. And so just getting used to all those variables. Keep that cadence up. Dusted. Awesome. 3 minutes easy and then one more round. Can you got it in ya?
Yeah, for sure. I might just stay at 300 though.
Yeah.
It's not my heart rate, it's my cadence.
Yeah. The heart rate's getting more than high enough, so. So we're looking for 165, high 160s. Well, Luke's definitely a very strong biker. That is one positive side of, you know, having a hard bike course. The one obviously downside is that Luke doesn't live in these, so he's never been able to ride on those roads. It's gonna be a very different, and even though he is getting out there early, he has like 2 weeks, and that's really not that much time. So there are some parts of it that I think Luke will definitely be able to shine, especially going uphill. He's got the leg strength, so that'll definitely play to his strength. But I am not necessarily worried, but it's just something we have to be cognizant of is just gonna be the technicality of it. Besides the last part of the Ironman run, I find the bike portion to be the hardest of the three mentally, just because you're out there for so long. And what Luke has the advantage of is, you know, the mental mindset. He's able to stay locked in for such a long amount of time. So I think that's also a strength of his. And so much more, I think, can go wrong on the bike than in the other two disciplines. You know, you can have the mechanical issues, more fueling issues, and Luke has dealt with them in the past, and he has been able to bounce back from them much stronger and faster than other athletes I've worked with in the past. So just being able to overcome adversity and adapt to the current situation, that's something also very important on the bike, and something Luke's been able to do very well. So I actually have his first ever FTP test results. So back July 30th, 2024 was when we first did his first FTP test. His FTP was 271 watts, and his max heart rate was 185. So a year ago, pretty much. And then on June 10th, this past year, we redid his FTP test, and it came out to 331 watts. So 60 watts. And, you know, Luke mentioned he lost a little bit of weight too, and so the watts per kilo improvement is even bigger. And so 60 watts, that has to be on par with one of the biggest improvements I've ever seen on the bike, especially in that short of time frame. I don't think I've improved my FTP in 60 watts, honestly. Cool it down, take your time. Super proud. Good work, man.
Thanks, man.
Solid
You're gonna
second.
regret that.
I might need to borrow a towel. Stacking bricks. Stacking bricks. An easy run and then hard run tomorrow. Heart rate actually wasn't that much higher though on that last one than it was on the first. So.
Just the cadence. Like I
Yeah.
could just get. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's also like I biked late last night.
Yeah, that's something I always hear him talk about, how with Ironman training, you're never really doing a session fresh. You know, there's always fatigue from a swim, from a bike, from a run. Whereas like marathon training, you know, all you're doing is running. So you have a run and then you have sometimes more than a day or 2 days to recover.
Yeah.
Well, the Ironman training, especially Ironman training, you know.
It's like 12 hours max.
Exactly. Yeah, there's always something to be recovering from. So. Busted.
Woo. Nice fun. Barely even sweat too. $34.5 miles, average power, 233.
There we go.
90 minutes. That is sweet. Now we got a chill run for workout number 3 of the day.
Easy day, easy.
Super.
Sark Sark 66. Give it the Sark fact.
Guys.
Sarks love kombucha. There you go.
Whoa, Steve!
Try not to get thrown. Sorry, guys.
Break this real quick.
First time, caffeinated apple cinnamon. I love the apple cinnamon go gel. I love the caffeinated go gel. Put them together. I will say, with the caffeinated mixed berry, it's a lot more bitter than the normal mixed berry. This wasn't that different from the normal apple cinnamon taste, so I actually really like this a lot. It's still bitter, but like not nearly as much as the mixed berry have.
Is your whole family going with you, Denise?
Parents, and then my sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun. Excited for you.
The way in which I think Parker's really shifted the way that I approach training is he's humbled me a lot. When I first started working with him, I'm like, give me everything you got, I can handle it, I got the time on my hands. And he had to spend more time reeling me back than pushing me forward. And then there would be times where he's like, oh, you're not performing as well because you're doing too much here and not enough here. So it was definitely an eye-opening experience that it's not just something that you can simply muscle your way through and will your way through, but that there is a lot of technicalities and there is so much to learn about the sport itself. And he really helped me to gain a whole new respect of each discipline and for the sport of triathlon as a whole. Yeah, we're chilling. It'll be nice to get all my workouts done before 1 p.m. Usually I space them out a little bit more, but I think it's something that I've learned a lot with Parker is like, if you're fueling properly and you get your workouts all done close together earlier on in the day, you have more time to recover. So slowly building up to getting the workouts done closely definitely pays off long-term with recovery. Heart rate's feeling good. Obviously we're just going for an easy run. It's hot out right now, middle of the day, but we're getting the work done. Here he is. Woo! The New Balance Fuel Cell V5s, they just dropped. I love them. It's important to realize that even with having a very supportive and a very educated coach like Parker, it does still come down to me at the end of the day to do these workouts, to continue to show up for myself, to not have these hero days where I give all effort into my workouts that I have for that day and then take 3 days off because I cooked myself. So it's a learning process, and it's, as well, it is like a trusting process that, hey, what he gives me, it is my job to get done. That's the day.
51 minutes.
Not too shabby. .148 average heart rate, right what I said down there.
Guess what mine is?
Probably 133.
Let's see. I can tell you already it's not that. $119, baby.
I don't get it at all. That's insane. That's fitness. It comes down to, why do you have a coach? Do you want it just because you want someone to tell you what to do and you don't have to think about it, or do you want someone to guide you and to push you? So that's what I look at these workouts as. That's what I look at Parker's coaching as. It's not just he's telling me what to do, he's guiding me to become the best version of myself, the best triathlete that I can be. That's crazy.
Easy days easy.
So you get a coach though. Get someone that knows more than you, get someone that has more experience than you, and be open to being corrected. The question of what does it take to compete with the best in the world, I'm gonna be entirely honest. I don't know. Because I know that I'm not the best in the world. And I know that I'm not at that pro level yet. And I know that I still have so much to go. And that's why I think the idea of ignorance being bliss is so relieving to me, because I know that while I'm not at that
level yet. If I'm intended to be there, I will get there. But it's on me to continue to train, to continue to show up, and to continue to work to get to that point.